Well, look, I think, Arnold, the recriminations within the Democratic Party are only just beginning, and they are going to be deep, they are going to be internecine, and they are going to form something of a circular firing squad. There will be lots of criticism of President Joe Biden for failing to live up to his pledge to be a transitional president and allow a younger group of Democrats to engage in a competitive primary. Had they engaged in a competitive primary, Kamala Harris might not even be the candidate tonight. There will be criticism of the Democratic Party's grandees, Nancy Pelosi, the Obamas, who resisted the idea 18 months ago that a younger generation of Democrats could run. The party, they said, was stuck with Joe Biden. So all of that will only just be beginning, and one can only wonder what's taking place in the White House family residence tonight as Joe Biden watches these election results come in. I think down in West Palm Beach, we are waiting really now for Donald Trump, who in turn is waiting, I suspect, for the US television networks to call the outcome of this race. I'm sure he would much rather address his supporters as president-elect than as a former president who is still waiting for those last handful of electors in the Electoral College. But we'll see what happens over the course of the next few minutes. The other thing that is just extraordinary, and I brought a couple of newspapers in with me. Let me show you, let me take you back to May the 31st, 2024, the front page of the New York Times with this absolutely massive guilty headline, the day after Donald Trump was convicted of 34 felony convictions in New York in relation to the hush money payments made to Stormy Daniels. He's due to be sentenced on that later this month. I mean, this was the day when Democrats believed that they had got their man, that it was all over for Donald Trump. Fast forward to just a couple of Sundays ago, October the 27th, knowing by that point that Donald Trump stood a real chance of winning the presidency, the New York Times, in its Sunday opinion piece, put an absolutely vast headline on its front page saying, Donald Trump says he will prosecute his enemies, order mass deportations, use soldiers against citizens, abandon allies, play politics with disasters, believe him. That was an effort most recently by the New York Times to try and persuade voters not to back Donald Trump for a second term in the Oval Office. Despite all of that and everything that Americans already know about Donald Trump, the falsehoods that he promulgated about the 2020 presidential election, the riots up on Capitol Hill on January the 6th, 2021, his threat to engage now in the mass deportations of hundreds of thousands of migrants from the United States, and his promise to surround himself only with faithful supporters of his Make America Great Again movement. He's talking about replacing thousands of civil servants here, apolitical figures. He wants to put in proven loyalists into those positions if and when he gets to take over here in January. If he is indeed about to become the president-elect of this country, this is as big a political earthquake as the defeat of Hillary Clinton in November of 2016, and arguably it's an even bigger earthquake because this election, the Democrats believed, they were exuding confidence. They thought they had this in the bag, and tonight they are realizing that their ambitions and their hopes have been absolutely crushed.